This fitness influencer gets too real about resistance bands. Home workout secrets revealed she stood in her living room at 6 a.m., staring at the dumbbells collecting dust in the corner. Sarah had been a fitness influencer for 3 years, preaching consistency, showing off her home gym setup, posting transformation photos. But something had shifted. Her shoulder ached every time she pressed overhead. Her wrists felt fragile. And worst of all, she was starting to dread her own workouts. That's when she made a decision that would change everything, and it wasn't what her followers expected. Sarah had always dismissed resistance bands. They seemed too simple, too light, like something you'd find in a hotel gym because there was nothing better. Real strength came from iron, didn't it? That's what she'd been taught. That's what she believed. But after her third visit to a sports therapist in 2 months, she heard something that stopped her cold. Your joints are compensating for instability you're not addressing. She didn't fully understand it at first, but the therapist explained that traditional weights often let dominant muscles take over, leaving smaller stabilizers weak and vulnerable. Resistance bands, on the other hand, created constant tension throughout the entire range of motion, forcing every fiber to engage, every stabilizer to work. Sarah wasn't sure she believed it, but she was tired of the pain. So she ordered a set, nothing fancy, just latex bands with different resistance levels. When they arrived, she felt a twinge of embarrassment. These were what she was banking her recovery on. She didn't film it, didn't post about it. She just started using them, quietly, in her living room before sunrise. The first week was humbling. Exercises she thought would be easy, like a banded squat or a chest press, made her muscles shake in ways free weights never had. The resistance wasn't just at the peak of the movement, it was everywhere. Her shoulders burned. Her glutes fired harder than they had in months. And for the first time in a long time, nothing hurt afterward. But she still wasn't convinced it was real progress. Then week 3 happened. Sarah was filming a tutorial for her audience, demonstrating a basic deadlift with dumbbells. Halfway through, she realized something strange. Her form felt cleaner. Her hips moved smoother. The nagging tightness in her lower back, the one she'd been ignoring for months, was gone. She stopped the camera, sat down, and laughed. What she didn't know then was that resistance bands had been doing something dumbbells couldn't. They were training her body in variable resistance patterns, mimicking real-world movement and athleticism. According to research published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research, bands can produce similar muscle activation to free weights, but with significantly less joint stress. That's not opinion, that's measurable data. But here's where it got interesting. Sarah started mixing bands into her existing routines, not replacing weights entirely, but integrating them strategically. A banded pull-apart before bench press. A banded glute bridge before squats. And suddenly, her lifts felt more powerful, more controlled. Her audience started noticing too. Comments poured in. Your form looks different lately. You seem stronger. What changed? She almost didn't want to tell them. Part of her worried they'd think she'd gone soft, that she was abandoning real training. But one morning, after another pain-free workout, she hit record and said it out loud. I've been using resistance bands, and I was wrong about them. The response shocked her. Thousands of people messaged saying they'd felt the same pain, the same burnout, the same frustration with traditional equipment. Older athletes thanked her for being honest. Beginners said they finally felt like they had permission to start small. But Sarah wasn't trying to convince anyone. She was just sharing what worked. And that's when she realized something deeper. Fitness culture had taught her that more weight, more intensity, more equipment was always the answer. But what if the answer was actually about moving better, not just moving heavier? She started experimenting. Banded hip thrusts for glute activation. Banded face pulls for shoulder health. Banded rows that lit up her back in ways cables never had. And every session reinforced the same truth. Tension quality mattered more than load quantity. One night, after filming a full-body band workout, she sat on her couch and scrolled through old videos. There she was, a year ago, grinding through painful reps, grimacing, compensating. She looked strong, but she wasn't healthy. Now she felt both. What surprised me most was not just how a good resistance band set improved my experience with home training, but how everything started to feel different once I switched to the right method. I wasn't expecting such a clear change in joint comfort and movement quality. And honestly, I tested it more than a few times before I figured out what really worked. This isn't a promotion or endorsement, just sharing real results that made a noticeable difference for me. I'll leave the link below if you want to dig deeper and understand what I mean. Sarah still lifts weights. She still trains hard. But now, her workouts are built around longevity, not just intensity. And the irony, she's stronger than she's ever been. She posted a video last month titled "Why I Almost Quit Fitness and What Saved Me." It wasn't polished. It wasn't perfect, but it was honest, and it resonated. Because fitness isn't just about what you can lift, it's about what you can sustain. It's about showing up tomorrow, and the day after, and the year after that. And sometimes, the simplest tools are the ones that let you do that. Sarah doesn't claim to have all the answers. She's not a physical therapist or a scientist. She is just someone who found a way to keep moving when her body was asking her to stop. And maybe that's the most powerful lesson of all. Movement is medicine, but only if it doesn't break you in the process. Please note, this content is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. Always consult with a healthcare professional before starting any new fitness program, or if you're re-experiencing pain or discomfort. Tell us which country or city you're watching from. See you in the next video. Bye.